Hello, welcome to Fantasmagorium. I'm Kat. There's Scott. Steve is trapped in a pocket dimension, and we are here because Scott bailed on F1 again, but this time for the Man of Steel.
True story. True story. We are going to review F1.
Provided it's still playing in your theater by the time you decide to get around to seeing it.
Yes.
Troubles me that it took you that long to figure out the answer to that question.
Well, I'm slow. Whatevs. So, Kat, as we like to discuss when we're reviewing films, what was your first experience watching Superman?
Well, when you say it that way, it makes it sound like it was ages ago, but it was actually only I just got out of it like less than an hour ago, or about an hour ago now. Yeah.
How was the theater experience?
It was on the biggest screen there, but it wasn't that busy because the showtime was 4 o'clock, so most people were probably still at their day jobs because I make my own hours, so it wasn't too busy. Good. Didn't have to get advanced tickets or anything. I was able to walk right in. I don't have a theater. Like, people at my theater don't really cheer or anything like that when that type of stuff is going on, so they're very quiet.
Well, but also, like, I noticed in mine, and it wasn't IMAX, but it was preferred large format is what they called it. And I saw it today, and I just found the color in my theater to be washed out.
Okay.
It was a little too it was just washed out. But also I enjoyed it so much that I was like, and this usually happens when I go to a theater. It's like I can't wait to get the Blu-ray.
Well, it was
I'll be able to actually see what it's supposed to look like. So I think that, automated projectionist in my theater was off.
Well, no, it is a very bright movie that does saturate a lot.
Well, and I appreciated the colors, and I just wish that they had been more vibrant. So spoilers, right?
Yeah, we'll get into spoilers, yeah.
Eventually. But like, just for everybody who hasn't seen, spoilers.
Yeah.
Casting. How did you feel about the Corrin Sweat?
It was fine. He was good as Superman.
I thought he was good as Superman.
Yeah.
And I think that he is like, the DC universe needs a moral center. And I think that James Gunn is doing that with Superman. I think that Crypto is a lot of that as well. Like, how did you feel about the heart of the film?
Well, I guess Superman is.
And how did you feel that he was represented?
Fine. It's just the movie was kind of like a live action version of a Saturday morning cartoon. There's virtually zero character development to speak of. It felt like a sequel to a movie we haven't seen. Lois Lane was just a soundboard and a plot device. Wasn't really a character. It's super. I mean, Ma Kent sounded like a hick. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Lex Luthor struck me more as Dominic Green, like somebody I just kind of wanted to bitch slap, some dainty type of guy. I couldn't figure out why all his henchmen were like helping him do all of this, or let's destroy the world. It's like, wait, what? It's like, okay. And it's not until, we have no problem potentially ruining the world because Lex told us to do it, but now that it's coming towards our building, now it's a problem. So it just, the plot structure was really hokey. kind of like, oh, Lois and Clark are already in a relationship and she already knows he's Superman. Okay. Oh, Lex and Superman already have a history. Okay. And I was like, that's kind of an interesting way to go with it. I mean, I like that they didn't just rehash the origin story for the umpteenth time, because kind of like how the Batman didn't rehash the origin story; it just starts with a case, but there's character development there, and it has a nice pace to it where you meet each of the characters and you learn about how you're moving through it. This one just felt like you're dropped right into the pages of a comic. You know everybody; they already have these established relationships, very much in media res, and you're off to the races with lots and lots of action.
Well, and one of the things that I heard from another reviewer, I think it was Jeremy Johns, and he was like, "Oh no, they did this plot point in Smallville." So he recognized something from, previous endeavors or Superman stories. I was like, I am a casual when it comes to Superman.
Yeah, same.
Like I'm more of a Batman guy.
Definitely.
But like I didn't know who Mr. Terrific was, but I like Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish the focus was more on Superman instead of these other characters who just kind of show up and it's like, oh, there's also, and that's another thing. It's like, oh, there's like a Hall of Justice with these Justice Gang characters. It's like, what's
Justice Gang? It's terrible.
Right, and it's like, again, these are things that are already established. That it's presented in the first half of the movie as if it's a sequel to something we haven't seen before, or that we should have seen already before watching this.
But there was recently an interview. He and James Gunn himself said, "I never need to see the pearls drop in the alley.
We don't need to see that.
I never need to see Uncle Ben die.
Yeah,
like it is a matter of." This is zeitgeist. Superman is zeitgeist. And so I do appreciate that he doesn't treat the audience as if they've never heard of Superman. There is an opening crawl. Like there is an opening text that says 3,000 years ago, metahumans were discovered. And it's like, what? Something like that. Was it 300?
No, it's 300 years ago. Metahumans were discovered and the age of gods and monsters began. 30 years ago, a Kryptonian was sent to Earth, where he was raised by parents in Kansas. 3 years ago, this Kryptonian revealed himself as Superman, the protector of Earth. And 3 weeks ago, he stopped a war between two countries. 3 hours ago, somebody claiming to be a representative of the aggressor nation retaliated against Metropolis for Superman's involvement. And 3 minutes ago, Superman just lost his first fight ever. And then you see him just collapse, like you see in the trailer, almost beaten to a pulp, landing in Antarctica.
And that is
a very odd way to start a Superman movie, but okay.
I don't think it's odd at all, because I think that one of the main things that people complain about when it comes to Superman is that he is invincible and nobody can beat him. Yeah. And I thought it was fascinating that they started the movie by saying, and Superman just got beat up.
But I don't have a problem with him being vulnerable either. But again, like in the trailer, why do you want that to be your audience's first perception of Superman?
Because of Krypto.
Krypto was a little goofy.
No, I think Krypto saved the day.
Yeah, but Krypto's still
several times.
Yeah.
One of my favorite, okay, so this is it. Spoiler review. I am not, sorry, cat. I am a dog guy. And so this movie is Superman and his dog. It's almost like Snoopy and Charlie Brown. It is adorable. Everything that happens between Superman and Krypto will melt your heart unless you are a soulless banshee.
Well, it would have helped if Krypto looked real.
You didn't buy the CGI?
You could tell it was really digital, is what I mean.
I didn't find that at all.
Yeah. I figured a
I
lot of
thought,
fans.
yeah, I thought it was convincing.
A lot of
I
fans.
thought it was Rocket
Lot,
Raccoon convincing.
a lot of fans said the same thing about Jurassic World last week, and that was it.
Yeah, no, I'm an adult, so I wouldn't watch a dinosaur movie. So, again, hashtag spoilers. I was kind of like thrown to my seat when I saw Bradley Cooper as Jor-El.
Yeah, I didn't care for him in that. I mean, it's a tiny bit role, but like, eh.
I thought it was interesting. Who was Laura?
Oh, thank you, old man Bird.
Old Man Bird. Have
Uh,
you seen the new Superman, Old Man Bird?
He did. He saw it in IMAX.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. Whoever was Laura, somebody forgettable. I don't know.
For a second there, I thought it was Marion Cotillard.
No, not even close.
Well, I don't know. She had the same sort of look.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, how did you feel about Hawk Girl?
Again, this is another character who's kind of there, and it's like, oh, there's a Hall of Justice, and there's Justice League people. Okay.
Were you nonplussed by this movie?
A little. I was kind of sitting there, kind of going, "Oh, there's nothing really to these characters." Because again, it's like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like you could do a movie where you don't do the origin, but still feel there's character there and character depth. I didn't feel there was any here. And I didn't feel that same sense of hopefulness that I got out of Superman Returns. Didn't feel the sense of gravitas that I got from Man of Steel. This was kind of very much James Gunn, a bit goofy, but it just felt like relentless plot as opposed to story. And like again, Lois Lane being a soundboard for Superman to state his position, and then being a plot device later on to try and get things done. But it's really, spoilers, Jimmy Olsen being the one who really comes through at the Daily Planet, not Lois Lane.
I was surprised by how much Jimmy Olsen has a role.
Yeah, he does have quite a role in this movie. Oh yeah, Old Man Bird says he liked the conflict between Green Lantern and Hawk Girl. It wasn't unnatural or overdone. I guess if you call that conflict, them disagreeing over the name. I mean, I guess that counts.
The Justice Gang. No, but like I was very I was very impressed with they set it up and said that superheroes exist.
Yeah.
And then Superman came and to Earth, and then everyone else had to, just deal with the fact that he was the most powerful one. And that's how Lex Luthor grew up in a world with superheroes. And he was like, I can take care of these. And then Superman showed up and he was like, oh shit.
Well, that's another thing though. It's like Lex having just magical access to a pocket dimension because the plot demanded it. And it's like,
no, I don't think it's plot demanded it. He's a super genius.
Right, but I mean, it's just like it's already there. It doesn't feel like there was any effort to attain it. It's like he just has it, and it's like, okay, here we are. Because here's the thing: if Lex Luthor envies Superman, then the argument is that he's upset because Superman is gifted something that he doesn't have. But it feels like Lex already has all that in his own way. Like you see all that stuff that he's got inside the pocket dimension, and it's like, dude, you literally created a pocket universe where you can draw aliens and superpower, all sorts of things from you already. It's like, and the fact that you can make Ultraman, it's like, I'm not really buying the.
But that's the core of Lex Luthor.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is a failure of the script because there's no character development there. He's just like an ornery little.
I disagree with you. I don't know how you didn't see it.
Well, no, I can see that. It's just badly written. Because it's,
like I think it was brilliantly written. I accepted, like, okay, we look at the previous Lex Luthors,
Yeah.
And what do they want?
Power, recognition,
Land.
and land. I liked Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor. I thought was pretty good.
And so, but they were conniving and they were trying to get around Superman to get what they wanted.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about the villainy of Lex Luthor is that he wants to kill Superman because Superman, an alien, undermines the achievement of man. And I think that this is the first time on screen that I've seen Lex Luthor being like, don't you know how you oppress all of us? And I'd never seen that before.
And
I think that
like
Nicholas Hoult was fantastic.
And that just
and
felt
I
like,
think it was an argument. It was con-like.
but that's
It
just
was
the problem.
like Superman's the bad guy. Lex Luthor believes that Superman is the bad guy. And I thought that was very powerful. And I thought that it worked on screen.
That's the problem, is that he says that at the very end of the movie. And it's like, okay, you say that, but there's nothing in the, it's like again, I feel like he's throwing a temper tantrum at the end when he's saying that. Like, I don't really.
It was kind of it was.
Yeah, it's like, why are like
they do that like Hulk Loki smash?
It's like they're feeding you into the idea that he wants land for the sake of land, and then he's like, "Oh, I was only doing that to draw blah blah blah," and it becomes like explain-a-vision and a little rant at the very end of the movie, which undermines the revelations of the Daily Planet, because it's like, oh, it doesn't really have anything to do with what they think it has to do with. It's just him being a small person syndrome, and I'm not clear again why everybody else is into helping Luthor. They just are. Even all the people at the beach who know that he has this portal and that he's illegally taking people who he doesn't like, who writes bad blogs about him or whatever, to other dimensions. Like, what? It's like, okay. I mean, it definitely leaned into the cartoonish factor in this one.
Yes.
Like, again,
you know what? I've never seen. Did you ever see The Suicide Squad?
Yeah, and that one I think had a better story, and it fleshed out the story and the characters better, the way it's scripted. This one just felt, again, like you're just being dropped into a sequel, and it's like,
yeah, but I'm okay with that.
No, but I'm saying other sequels are like, for instance, I got my Joker shirt on. Dark Knight's a well-written sequel. It's not like it's a bunch of relentless plot. There's story there. There's character. You could see what the arc is for Harvey Dent. You can see there's a story there. Here in Superman, it's like, well, we get what you know all these people are already, so let's just smack them together and, action and plot. And it didn't feel there was much story going on.
Let's get this out of the right way right now. The Dark Knight is a better movie.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Superman.
I'm talking even from a scripting standpoint. Like, even the Batman that came out 3 years ago, that one doesn't
also
do
a better movie.
No, but I mean,
Superman.
But I'm making the point that those are movies which don't, they don't rehash origin stories, and they're also introducing you to characters who they treat them in a way that, look, you already know who Gordon is, you already know who Batman is, you know what Joker is, but it flows better as a story, and the way they're built, like even with character development in those movies with characters you already know really well. Whereas here, I didn't feel they were doing anything with the characters. It was like, again, I felt it was just relentless plot with lots of action. It didn't feel like I was getting a lot of character. Like when Superman's giving his interview with Lois, it's like, yeah, we already know all that about him, about his, it's like we get he's taking that stance, but I feel like that was a significant moment we should have seen where he's actually intervening in world, because they're treating it like a big deal, like he's never done something that big before. And it's like, I feel that it was an important moment that we probably should have seen. And like one significant moment the movie really misses out on that could have really harkened back to the essence of Superman is when the kid has the Superman flag on in the middle, and you expect, oh, it's got to be Superman's going to show up. And you get that sense of hope and wonder, but no, it's just Guy Gardner. Like, yeah, sorry, kid, he wouldn't show up. He's busy, but we came instead. You get the better team or whatever he says. It's like, it's like they went for the joke there, kind of. Like, I remember watching Superman Return. Like, for the longest time, I didn't know what people meant when they watched Man of Steel and they thought it was too dark and they didn't feel there was a sense of hope. But like, well, Superman stands for all those things in that movie. But then I saw Superman Returns, and I got what they meant by that. Like, you feel that sense of kind of hope and wonder of Superman, that innocence. And here, it was just so relentless with its action. It didn't feel like it had any of those moments for me. It's like, because most of the Superman stuff is big time action scenes. Like, you don't get too much of him speaking, like not until the very end, really, when he's talking to Lex about, hey, I'm just a person too, and I make mistakes, and that what makes me human. And I'm like, yeah, we should have been getting a lot more of this side of Superman throughout the movie, or if not more of the Clark Kent side, than what was there.
Okay, so how I interpreted it was like the first act of the movie is very talky. And it's kind of the same thing that every Superman movie has done since after Quest for Peace. And like every time a Superman movie shows up, it's like in Superman Returns, it's like why the world doesn't need Superman is what Lois writes.
Right.
And then it's a deconstruction in Man of Steel. And this is a movie that says, you know who Superman is, yes? Let's go. Like, I think that this one is off to the races. And I think that it very reverentially looks back upon what preceded it, especially in the score. Like it references
I really like
right off the hop. It goes, what's his name and that guy.
I really liked the new score. That was really good.
It was really good. Yes.
But again, like when Superman's talking to Lois about how he's trying to he can't understand why she's not understanding the simple morality of what he was doing. I'm like, yeah, I get it. We all agree with Superman there. But I'm not feeling it. So yeah, I'm hearing you say that, but I really want to feel that when everybody else is saying all this kind of shit. I want to see him fly in and actually do that. Like,
but I do. Like, I do get to see that.
No, because here's the thing. They make a point in the beginning that this was something that he had never really done before. Intervene. Like, yeah, it's one thing to protect Metropolis and all that type of stuff, but it's another thing to actually intervene in major political conflict and end a massive war. And when everybody else is against it, you shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, well, I agree with Superman that he did the right thing, but I feel like we should actually be seeing that so you could feel the gravitas of, he's like, you know what? I don't care if this is going to upend world politics. This needs to happen. Somebody needs
to. But that's what the interview is for.
That's the problem. It's like the interview, he's just screaming about it, but it's like, I want to see it. I want to feel it.
Screaming.
Yes, he is. He's losing his cool with her instead of just being very straightforward, and he's like kind of losing it. And then she's like, oh, don't storm away. You're pouting again. And it's like, and again, that whole interview scene felt more like an excuse to, like, they needed him to say his position for people who maybe haven't been familiar with Superman in general, and she was kind of a soundboard for him to say all that stuff. And then later in the movie, she's a plot device to kind of get things moving, but I didn't feel like they're saying that they're dating and everything, and I didn't feel there was much of a relationship there between them. I didn't think they had much chemistry.
What? You're crazy.
No, it's
have
like
you ever had you ever kissed anybody?
No.
Oh.
I've never had a boyfriend, no.
What are you doing on Thursday?
No. I'm doing this.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But it just, because again, I agree that those are the things that you can be off to the races, sure. But like I said, those other superhero movies that aren't origins, they could do that. Like even I remember I was afraid that this was going to be too much of a Guardians flavor, like too goofy. But even the Guardians movies, even in the sequels, they have a lot of character and a lot of heart there, and a lot of, it's not just slam bam action. It's a lot of character moments. I didn't feel this one had nearly as many character moments as it needed to flesh out.
You are correct in terms of the pacing and the characterization and being allowed to breathe with story arcs.
Now, I did like the climax. I thought
all of the Guardians are better than Superman.
Well, that's the thing. It's just like Superman, I feel, is a very different type of flavored superhero. And yes, this is
True.
very much an ode to the Silver Age of Superman comics, but
Yes.
I like the third act, like the final third of the movie. I think is pretty good, but I just thought the road to get there was a bit sloppy, and it didn't. And it's like,
I
I know this
really
technically isn't. I mean, they're trying to advertise this as the beginning of the DCU, but it technically isn't because the Suicide Squad movies are canon. Peacemaker show is canon.
Oh yeah. What did you
Spoilers.
think about the Peacemaker
Kind of silly
cameo?
because he's sitting there wearing the spoilers. Peacemaker makes a cameo on a TV interview where he's wearing his helmet,
I said spoilers twice.
and it's kind of weird. Like they brought that up, and he's like, "Oh, against Superman." And given the things that Peacemaker's supposed to stand for, once they find out that Lex Luthor's a traitor, I almost expected that it was going to be him leading Luthor out in handcuffs at the end.
Oh, that would have been good.
I thought that would have been good, but it's like okay, and okay, he's there, but what the old man Bird says? Damn it, Cat! You need to make out with someone you are attracted to or cares about you soon. If only.
Don't worry about it, Cat. I understand that isn't me.
Pat. Welcome, Padawan.
Padawan-a-me.
I really like Brandon Routh's Superman Return. I love Superman Return. I only saw it for the first time this year, and
Oh, wow.
I actually watched it before Super. So here's the thing: in 2008, I watched Dick Donner's Superman, but I had to go to work and I didn't have TiVo or DVR, so I had to stop watching it in the scene when he gets knocked into the pool of kryptonite, and I never got around to finishing it. And so I watched it in January after Superman Returns because I didn't realize that Superman Returns was basically a remake of the same story of the original of Dick Donner's Superman. So when I watched the Dick Donner version, I thought it was really slow, kind of dated, but I loved Christopher Reeve. I thought it was very weird that Ned Beatty was playing this weird hype man for Lex Luthor. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, this is just so weird. But I didn't care for it that much. Superman Returns, I loved it. Because again, I felt
for Superman 1978. Okay.
I did love Superman Returns, though. I felt that had the sense of hope and wonder and innocence of and purity of heart that Superman represents, and I loved it. Man of Steel, I guess, had the gravitas. Like Henry Cavill, even in that first teaser for Man of Steel, just when he's walking in the snow, it's like I just felt it. Like you're Superman, I could feel that, and I loved the first half of that movie where they're, granted they're telling it out of order, his origins and his upbringings, and I like that they spend a lot of character on that without, even though it's doing the origin story again. I get it. But this, I like that they skipped the origin for Superman. This one, that's good. We don't need to do that again. Like you said, we don't need to see the pearls for the 100th time. I did think it was interesting when they flipped the script a bit with Superman's parents with the second half of the message. I was like, oh
yeah.
Because I thought, for sure, that I thought Lex Luthor made that up or that they were going to find that out. And then when you find out that's not the case, I thought, I don't know how Superman purists would take the message to spoilers, find out that his parents wanted him to go conquer Earth, or they sent him to Earth because they thought the Earthlings were weak and needed a leader, and that you should basically, start a harem of women to carry on your seed. And it's like, oh, this is really.
But that's straight out of like Smallville.
It is okay. I see. I remember watching the pilot of Smallville and some of the episodes after that, but I didn't stick with it because of I just lost track of it because I was younger then.
But I'm of the same mind. Is that Jor-El is, he's a good dude. But apparently there have been reimaginations, different story interpretations, and it's like Jor-El was like he was as bad as Zod, and so. But that's also like they made Jor-El a bad guy, ish.
Yeah,
but that made Kal-El that much better.
Yeah. My favorite,
he refuted.
My favorite Jor-El is still Russell Crowe. I really like that Jor-El a lot.
Me too. You know what? I watched Man of Steel before I went and saw Superman today.
I was gonna marathon all the Superman, but then I thought, you know what? I want to wait because I haven't watched a Superman movie in like 6 months, so I wanted to feel, just like something exciting, kind of fresh. And the action's good. That's there. It's just I just would have liked a lot more character stuff to be thrown in with it, and it just the way things were sprung up on us. It's like, okay, I get that Lex is a genius, obviously, but he's already got all this stuff. He's got these pockets. It's like, and that's another thing I couldn't figure out. It's like, Lex, if you have access to literally a pocket universe, why are you trying to just half a country for petroleum rights. Like, you don't have any idea how much quadrillions of dollars worth of stuff you have access to through a pocket universe that you created. It's like
at a certain point when I was watching the movie, I was like, so is Lex doing this like in public? Like, does everyone just know? And he does say at the end, he's like, I have a mandate from the government of the United States of Ontario.
Well, he does, because the government, they showed that there were some government enemies in that prison as well. They deferred to Lex for the ones that they want to keep off the books. And so, and I get that Lex, because he's giving that little speech at the end where he's talking about Earthlings and we're humans, and it's like, I get why he still wants to focus on Earth as opposed to just going and conquering another universe. But it's like, if you have access to a pocket universe that you created your own Big Bang, I'm like, dude, I thought they could have done something with that idea where you're like God. You've created a whole universe practically out of nothing that has you access to all sorts of things. Like, you have the power of God practically in your hand that you have created, and then you've paired against Superman. I felt they could have done something with that idea, but again, they don't, because he doesn't really bring it up until, he's kind of throwing his little temper tantrum at the end. But I felt they could have mined that more, that dichotomy between all the things that Lex has achieved, the things that Lex doesn't seem to realize he's achieved, versus what Superman.
Well, but it's an inferiority complex on his part.
Right, I thought they could have, but it's almost like I almost felt like Superman should have said at some point, it's like, Lex, you've literally created, because I like that Superman doesn't like hate Lex. Like, he's trying to talk to him at the end to talk sense to him. It's like, dude, I kind of felt like you should have said, dude, you've created your whole universe. What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean you feel small in front of me? What are you doing? It's like, it kind of like a knock on wood thing a little bit with the Lex character, which is why I felt a bit like him being a little boy throwing a tantrum. And like you said, he's got too much of an inferiority complex, which is why I wanted to bitch slap him.
Old Man Bird in the chat says, it's a suspend your disbelief or your belief.
Suspend your belief.
Film. Well, okay. So first things first, it's about an alien that is sent to Earth from a planet that has exploded. Now, the baby apparently gets the ability to leap tall buildings in a single bound because of the color of our nearest star.
Mm-hmm.
And so he is, and I think this is accurate. And I really, really like how simple this movie made the Kents.
Yeah, that was something else. I mean, I like the bit where he's sitting with Pa Kent towards the end.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite actors. He's been in shit forever.
Yeah, and then Ma Kent was a bit okay. And this movie doesn't really spend that much time with them.
But I loved, like, the thing is, and this is something that's gone on, and I was just confronted with it tonight, is that every time you see Superman's parents, Ma and Pa Kent, are always the most virtuous people. Yeah. They are the height of morality.
Yeah.
But this one was the Kents not smart. Well, they are emotionally giving. They are emotionally and they raised Clark. Clark is smarter than Martha.
Yeah.
But they love each other and they are family. And I thought that was something, because part of the reason why it's so funny, Martha, is because every boy's special lady is his mom. Doesn't matter that she's a fucking retard from the hick.
I just thought it was odd that that's how they kind of portray her right out of the gate. I was like, oh, please tell me this is it. Like, please tell me this is not your vision to Kansas. Yeah, so that, and I liked that they did the misdirect there where Lex is like, in the trailers, I think, I'm not sure if he said it in the actual movie, but in one of the trailers, he's like, yeah, we'll find out who raised him and we'll go get them too, or whatever, because he knows he's been. But that's not in the movie.
Well, remember Metamorpho when they kill the guy?
Yeah,
they do Russian roulette. That was fucking intense, yo.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
Especially for a Superman movie. That was Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it was.
That was badass.
Yeah.
To coin a phrase from our diligent producer. By the way, thank you for the thumbnail. That was badass. And it did. Like, how did you feel about Metamorpho? I only knew about Metamorpho from Justice League of Europe. But
that's the rock guy, right? That turns himself into kryptonite and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of him before. The character, that is. I recognize the actor. I thought, okay. He
was in Barry.
I'm not sure where he came from exactly, because he's just, because Lex just has him there with the kid. And I was like, okay. He was fine, I guess. I didn't really get why, even when he's not trying to use his powers, that he still can't hold his kid, that he needs Superman to do it. I was a little kind of lost on that.
He was gonna like phase or something.
Yeah, I did like the part where he turns into like acid and splashes all the bad guys. That was kind of cool.
But I also thought it was like, there's this guy who can morph his entire body into anything he wants. He is told that he has to morph into kryptonite. He tortures Superman for a long time. And then Superman says, I can save your child. And he's like, fine. So he takes away. And then he's like, oh, no, Superman says, I'm still hurt. And then Metamorpho says, I can make something that is sun-ish.
Yeah. Like, he's like, isn't it like hydrogen or something like that? And he's trying to figure it out.
He does. He mentions all of the components of making a star. It is something, the way I'm describing it is not a spoiler. It is something you should see for yourself.
It's kind of like it's funny because you would think if he's able to metamorpho into anything, and that all Superman does to get out of that when he's rejuvenated, just punch his way out, that you would think Metamorpho would be able to, just make some type of metal and just punch the glass, but I guess not. And
like,
then
this is so Max Fleischer.
Yeah.
Like, it is. People have said with Superman Returns, it's like, oh my God, can he throw a punch? And the thing about, like, this is more action, Superman action, than Superman Returns. And also, it's a lot of saving people.
Yeah.
I think he saves more people in this movie than any other Superman movie I've ever seen.
Probably.
Combined.
Yeah, probably. Old Man Bird says he's glad they didn't reuse the Phantom Zone. Well, they kind of did with that weirdo.
The pocket dimension.
Yeah, the pocket dimension prison's sort of the same type of idea, but yeah, it's true. It's not the same Phantom Zone, so that works. Oh yeah, he and the Padawan are having a conversation. He became his 100th subscriber, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, should I subscribe to the Padawan?
Go for it.
I suppose I should. He is supposed to send me a She-Hulk after all. That's what I heard.
I thought that was
No. Old Man Bird and I are on the wait list from Hot Toys. We're both waiting. But Padawan actually has a She-Hulk. And he's just holding on to it. So, pardon me. Let me clear my throat.
Oh, here's another one. Old Man Bird says it's the anti-Man of Steel.
But the thing is, and I agree with you, Kat, is that it lacks gravitas.
Mm-hmm.
Did I call you Jill?
No.
Great. So no, but like in terms of this, I think that this is a Superman movie for fans of Superman.
Yeah.
And if you're on board already, you're just gonna accept whatever they tell you.
Mm.
But if you if you're new, you don't know who Superman is, you're Amish or something, and you walk into this and they give you like a quick Cole's notes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can see being easily confused.
Mm. Yeah, because again, the presentation is sort of like that in the first half, especially.
Yeah. Everything that I just said, I disagree with.
Everything you just said, you disagree with?
That's right.
That's okay.
I think the entire opening dialogue between Lois and Clark is important for the audience to understand who Superman is, and Lois is saying, why should we fucking care? And Superman is pleading, because I don't want people to die. Like, there's a moment in this movie where Superman saves a chipmunk.
Yeah, he does. Or a squirrel.
Either way, small
Furry woodland creature.
Small little rodent. And it's like, yeah, that's what Superman does.
Yeah. That was cute.
Now, I didn't get an opportunity. I really, I enjoyed the movie. I'm going to give it about a 7 out of 10.
Mm.
But I had to pee at like half an hour in.
Mm.
And I was like, I'm going to go pee. I'm going to go pee. But I just kept crossing my legs.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you can't leave.
Yeah.
Fucking Superman. So I didn't leave. But I didn't see the mid or post credit scenes.
Oh, you didn't really miss anything.
Well, what happened?
The mid-credit scene isn't so much a scene as it's just Superman and Krypto sitting on the moon looking at the Earth.
Well, I want that. I want that poster.
Post-credit scene is Superman and Mr. Terrific standing on a street in Metropolis, and they're looking at this building that I guess they've put back together, but it doesn't really fit perfectly because of the cracks and everything. And Superman's kind of critiquing it, and Mr. Terrific's like, what do you want me to do? And it's like they have this little stupid back and forth, and then Mr. Terrific walks off, like rolling his eyes, and Superman's like, sorry, man. And that's it. It was kind of dumb. Yeah. So, I mean, the shot of him and Krypto sitting on the moon is cool, and that's like the background photo on the film's page on Letterboxd now of them sitting there. Oh, and that was another thing that I thought was really trashy, is when, spoilers, when Supergirl shows up to get the dog.
Fucking loved it.
Hated it. I mean, she was the guy. Like, this is how you want to introduce. That's how you want to introduce Supergirl? Some trashy drunken skank, really?
Hells yes.
And he even says it. He's like, "Oh yeah, she likes hanging out on red planets because our metabolism's so high that we can't get drunk on Earth."
Yes.
And I'm like that, and she walks in, and I recognized her. I can't remember who's playing her, but she's just so
Millie Alcock.
Thanks for watching my dog, man. And then the robots comment about how, oh, no wonder Krypto's, not very housebroken because she's just a. And I'm like, really? This is how you want to introduce Supergirl? Okay.
Yes. Why are you against this idea?
Well, again, it's Supergirl. Why do you want to introduce Supergirl as a drunk scat? It's like, ugh.
You don't want her to be Tank Girl? You don't want to be a punk rock Kryptonian
That wasn't a
with
punk
a
rock Kryptonian.
dog
That was some
that
bar.
Superman takes
That
care of?
wasn't a punk rock Kryptonian. That was some bar skank wandering outside who can barely stand,
Shut up.
slurring her words. And it's like,
Your
no,
judgmental ways will come back on you.
they will not.
Well, no, fair enough. They never
Yeah.
come back.
So
I liked Millie Alcock as Supergirl. I thought it was really cool. You know what? It kind of reminded me. Remember when Superman died and they split Superman into 4 people, and there was Steel, and there was the Kryptonian with the sunglasses, and then there was the half cyborg one, and then there was the Superboy. And I thought,
in what, like the comics, or what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When Superman died, he broke into 4 people.
Oh, okay.
Well, until he came back. Anyway, everyone's going to tell me, Scott, you're telling it wrong. Anyway, so no, she reminded me of the Superboy of that era. Like, I think that she is going to have characteristics that are going to be rebellious, and that's rad. Like, I want a rebellious Supergirl.
The Padawannabe says, is this Mr. Terrific from the Supergirl series? It kind of looks like him. I don't know. I haven't seen that series.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Mr. Terrific, except for this movie, and he was great.
And again, I didn't feel that she was a rebel from her scene in this movie, but we'll see.
Oh, shut! You're so Puritan.
No, not Puritan. It was just like, hey, man, a drunken butt. I was like, what the hell is this?
Well, no, so the super robots number 4 says your cousin's back.
Yeah.
And Superman is happy because now he gets to, because he's been taking care of Krypto, who is Supergirl's dog.
Yeah.
And so he's like, fine. And it's casually dismissive. Like, I thought it was good. I thought it wasn't heavy-handed. I thought it was just sort of a, like, you know what? When I got to the 3rd act of the movie, I was like, Batman. And obviously Batman doesn't show up. And then Supergirl showed up, and I was like, wow, super Fabu. Like, I enjoyed, and it's so strange that I felt deprived of interconnectivity in the DC universe, considering I saw Guy Gardner and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific and Black Noir. No, that's it. That's the entire thought process.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What do you give the movie? Is it, Kat? Is it better than The Godfather?
I can't remember what I gave that one. I might give this a 6.
It was a 3
out of 5. Then this is also a 3 out of 5.
So this movie is as good as The Godfather.
It's not a rating thing I would go with, but
I know, I'm just busting your chops. I'm sorry. So yeah, would you recommend it?
Yeah, there's like maybe a matinee.
Well, you saw F1.
I did.
Is F1 better than Superman?
Yeah.
Makes sense. Great. Good story.
I think Ben will be joining us soon from Cinema Gulp.
Oh, I can't wait till he gets here.
Yeah.
Did he see the movie?
He did. It started, or at least the trailer started at 5 o'clock at his theater. So it should have gotten out almost an hour ago. So I would assume he'd gonna, depending on, I don't think the theater's too far from where he lives. So, yeah, yeah. Not the,
Glorious content. Let's groan into the microphone.
yeah, not the big bang start that I would have hoped for from this new DC thing. And I hope that's not going to be he says the tone is going to be different. I'm like, yeah, I hope the scripting will be a bit different. Well, then again, this because he wrote this too.
But I didn't have any faith at all whatsoever in Jurassic whatever. Yeah. I don't care about dinosaurs. I think they're stupid. I liked the original Jurassic Park, and then I stopped. If you want to twist my arm, I'll go Lost World and Jurassic World, the first one, where Bryce Dallas Howard runs in high heels. But, like, I don't care about Jurassic Park. So, when, like, I think the blockbuster season for me started with this. I'm happy I saw it in the theater with a lot of people. The next one I'm going to see is Fantastic Four, but that is because I am in love.
In answer to the Padawanabe's question, I have not seen Driven with Sly Stallone, but all indicators are that F1 is a much better movie.
You know what? And the reason I haven't seen Driven is because I believe that Estella Warren is like the year 2000's Sydney Sweeney.
Is that a compliment?
No.
Okay. Old Man Bird says imagery, visually stunning, fascinating framing, perspective.
Absolutely.
For F1, yeah, if that's what you're talking about in response to Padawanabe, I'm not sure.
Or even for Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think there are so many times, and I think Zack Snyder was guilty of this very much. I think that Mark Webb was guilty of this in his Spider-Man movies. There is a desire to shoot a splash page.
Mm-hmm.
And I love splash pages. And so when there is that moment, do you think that there was a splash page in this movie?
Well, a lot of it felt like they could be various splash pages. Because that's kind of what this was. It was like comic booky action ripped straight from a comic book.
Well,
which it should be.
That's
in terms
not
of action,
the worst.
Story wasn't there.
That is not the worst way to describe a Superman movie.
No, but like I said, I feel that the visuals and everything was there, but I don't think the story was really there as much. I felt there was just a lot of plot going on. Not as much character. Here's Padawanabe says Driven is better than Days of Thunder. Maybe I haven't seen Driven, but yeah, Scott and I weren't really the biggest fans of Days of Thunder. We didn't really have much to say about that one last week.
Yeah, it was short. It was fine, but it seemed. I don't know.
Let me see if our friend Den is going to show
up.
What
did I give it? What did I give it out of 10?
Week? Let's see.
You and me both gave it a 5.
Yeah.
So take it or leave it on our review.
Okay, so he hasn't seen the message yet, but I assume that he should be back in time to say something.
I was gonna go have a cigarette.
Okay. I
Did
have
you
something
want to?
stuff I could talk about while you're having a cigarette. Yeah.
Well, people came here for you.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're modest. I'll be back.
I have things I could show off while you're gone.
Oh yeah, give up some steel books, babe.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Talladega Nights better than Days of Thunder? Probably. I think I saw Talladega Nights once. I didn't think it was that. I think the funniest scene for me was what was it with the cougar or whatever in the car. I thought that was kind of funny. The rest of it was kind of dumb, but yeah, I think it was better than Days of Thunder. Let's see. Old Man Bird says the biggest crowd reaction was when Superman was feeling sorry and said something like, "That's really good, Coco. Worth what been the background with what been in the background. That's really good, Coco. When Superman was feeling sorry and said something. Oh, right. Right. When you mean like when Lex was drinking the cocoa, kind of muttering behind his like that scene. Is that what you're talking about? I came here for the free cheese samples, says Herc130. If you follow NASCAR, these movies are made for you. Well, not Days of Thunder, certainly, because there's barely any racing in that movie. And had a very bad romance subplot that was shoehorned into it that didn't need to be there, that ate up way too much screen time. But yeah, I have things to show off in the meantime. I just got this in the mail. Sinners 4K Steelbook. It's not really staying shut, though. Either the top will class when the bottom opens or the bottom class when the top opens. I'm not going to replace it for that. It's not big enough of a deal. But you got some discs in there that look like the disc art is kind of like a guitar banjo type thing. So that's kind of neat. Let's see. Padawannabe says romance was a staple back then. It wasted film. 100% agree. Like, I mean, the thing about that movie as well, Days of Thunder, is they spend so much time with the drivers feeling like, oh, we're afraid to get back in the car. So you don't really see that from a lot of drivers when they get in real crashes like that. It just, and it did eat up a lot of film and was just not, it didn't really need to get there. Yes. Did you eat all the cheese? I didn't get any. Sorry, Phantom Organist. Maybe you could find some cheese elsewhere. I also just got this in the mail. Haven't opened it yet. Earthquake 4K Steelbook. Yeah. That's all right, see. Lois gave Superman Coco and he's feeling sorry for himself when they fight in the interdimensional. Oh, when they fight the. Oh, right. Yeah. That's yeah. That was. I remember when that was like the first image that was released from the movie, and everybody was getting sidetracked with the thing in the background, and I was like, well, if he's just taking off his boots and not paying attention, I'm sure there's other people going to take care of that. He said, hey, it said free on the tray. So I thought, yes, take all the free cheese. It's like before COVID, my bank used to have free coffee and little cookies or biscuits when you went inside. And that was really nice. But since then, everybody does so much more online banking. There's not a line anymore. So there wouldn't really be a need for it anyway. Yep. Yeah, I saw Dale Earnhardt die live in the crash. Days of Thunder was totally different after that. You know, I can't remember if I saw that live or not. I don't know. I've seen the videos of it. I might have. But I went to the 10th anniversary or the Daytona 500 in 2011. I was sitting in row 33, even with the entrance of pit road where they painted the number 3 on the grass. And for the third lap, everybody in the stadium, all 250,000 people, were dead silent. All of us holding up our 3 fingers for Dale. So that was a pretty cool, special moment to be a part of. I did feel the need to watch the original Jurassic Park site because I just really, it's like, yeah, it's a B movie, but the characters are so good and I like the story. It was so much better than Rebirth. which I don't know why Jurassic World's called Rebirth, because certainly nothing's being rebirthed. They're just recycling a bunch of nods to the original movie. Not enough animatronics for the dinosaurs. And I just didn't care about anything in that movie. Whereas this, I love it. It's still perfect. Just about. That's awesome. Yeah, Tears of it. Yeah. And it's funny. I'm only about like an hour 20 away from the Sonoma racetrack. And I went there for a car show in August 2010, and they let us drive our classic cars that we brought on the track, which was kind of fun. Not as a race, but, well, they did have a racing event for some of them. Mine wasn't a race car, so we just drove around for a little bit. So that was fun. But I haven't actually been to that race, and I looked at the prices. It's like, for a track where you can't actually see the whole thing to pay the prices they were asking for wasn't really there. So I haven't actually, it's like the closest NASCAR track to me, but I haven't actually been there for a NASCAR race. It's funny. This is the 7th movie, at least, and they still have scenes from the original first book. Oh, you mean from the Jurassic? Yes, the raft scene that had not been used. That's true. Let's see. Irk130 says the other guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg was one of the dumbest movies I've ever sat through. Matter of fact, 90% of all Will Ferrell movies aren't that good. I 100% agree. I could take Will Ferrell in small doses, like when you have a role, like when he shows up in Old School and things like that, with like little bit roles here and there. The only Will Ferrell movies that I could surprisingly put up with him in the lead is Elf, and then this movie called Stranger Than Fiction, which he was in, that I thought was quite good. But yeah, most of Will Ferrell in lead roles is just or too much, or like something like Drowning Mona, where he has a bit role as the creepy mortician, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I can't really take lead roles from him very much. But back to Superman. I recognize the actor playing Jimmy Olsen. Skylar Gizmodo was the kid from one of the kids from Licorice Pizza. I'm like, oh, okay, I recognize you. Looks like she's from the comics. So that was neat. Wendell Pierce, I liked him as Perry White. Of course, I know him from playing Bunk Moreland on The Wire primarily. He was awesome in that show. And I like when Lois and Jimmy are presenting their whole case against Lex Luthor, and how a lot of it has to do with these like ridiculous selfies that his girlfriend is taking. In the original Superman, the Dick Donner Superman, Lex has that kind of ditzy girlfriend as well, who's like not really 100% in league with him, and they kind of recycled that here. And so that was like, okay, but I liked Perry White, and it would have been nice to see more of the stuff at Daily Planet. You didn't get much of that. Padawannabe says Stranger Than Fiction is so good. Yes, it is. It's been a long time since I've seen it. Phantom Organist agrees, saying it's the only movie I can stand. I assume you mean the only Will Ferrell movie. Then yeah, that's true. Let's see, what else have I got to show off here? Oh, just like last week, I got this one, Lethal Weapon, in the mail, 4K steelbook. So that was kind of neat. And then bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia, 4K. Sorry, I'm trying to fill in the dead air while Scott's gone. But yeah, I mean, I don't fault a movie for wanting to feel like a comic book. I just fault a movie when I don't feel like I'm connecting as much with the characters. And it's just, a lot of it is wall-to-wall action. But for some reason, I didn't feel that sense of wonder and hope that I got from Superman Returns. And it felt like the moment where I was going to get it was when the kid is raising the flag, closing his eyes, shouting, Superman, Superman. I'm like, come on, I need this moment. And we don't get it. We get more, action stuff with Ultraman and some silly, more crypto type stuff. He's saving a lot of people, but it felt like saving people in the course of an action scene where you kind of have to save them. It didn't feel like it was filling me with that sense of what, like even in Thunderbolts, there's where you have Red Guardian lamenting the fact that he misses being a hero, and the audience and the people cheering for him, and he actually gets to somewhat redeem himself, and he saves this old girl in the street. And it's like, yeah, you kind of feel something there, the sense of, or something from that. I just didn't get that from this Superman movie because it was in such a rush to do all sorts of crazy things in action all the time. Let's just see. Padawannabe says, Stranger Than Fiction is like Dogma to me. I don't care what you think about the guy. Just watch the film. Yeah, that's true. Phantom Organist says, Cat's building a bomb shelter out of steel. Yes, I am, Phantom Organist, and you are invited. Well, but then again, I think you have an actual bomb shelter. Old Man Bird says, Eve, mutant toes. I thought that Lex was going to say Miss Taskbacker or whatever her name is. That's right. You're right. Yes, mutant toes, Eve. And I thought it was funny that Jimmy doesn't think she's attractive at all, and he's like, and the fact that Jimmy actually hesitates when she's saying, I could give you all the goods on Lex Luthor just if you spend the weekend with me. And it's like, okay, she's ditzy in that she's willing to hold back all this evil shit just if Jimmy says no. But the fact that Jimmy's hesitating about it, like, really, Jimmy? Come on. It's like, come on, you got to say yes. Like, don't hesitate on this. Like, it's like, again, it's sort of almost breaking my immersion that they're going for the joke. I get it. But is it believable that that Jimmy would be doing, like, no, he's going to say, yes, I'll do it. Send me the information. Padawannabe says, yes, the heroes show up in a crisis and save the day. Yes. Oh, Stark of Iron, thank you. Leaving a like and love. Thank you. Great channel for you too. Thank you for showing up there. Yeah. And yeah, it does feel like a very Marvel eyes type of DC movie, which isn't a bad thing, because DC has a lot of fun and heart and stuff in it as well, contrary to what a lot of other people seem to think. But yeah, I just think there could have been a better balance. Old Man Bird says it was like Luke Skywalker, more about what he didn't do than what he did. The office girls giving Jimmy the eye too. Yeah. That's funny. And I thought that was also another funny scene where, the giant lizard monster is like terrorizing downtown Metropolis, and everybody's just hanging out in the Daily Planet like it's just a regular day. I'm like, shouldn't you guys be worried and maybe running for cover or something? And like, there's a regular news broadcast going on, but it's not being treated as like breaking news. There's a giant lizard Godzilla monster attacking Metropolis, and they're just kind of kicking back like this is something they deal with every day.
But I liked that sort of nonchalance about, yeah, there's a giant thing out there doing stuff. Like there's an intimate moment between Clark and Lois. Yeah. And it is one of the first promotional materials when it was like, oh, there's a thing going on out there and I got to put on my boots. And it's explained away beautifully. It is literally one line of dialogue. It's like, now, Green Lantern has this. And that's it. And it's over. And you watch the battle in the background while Lois and Clark are having, relationship conversation about the future of themselves and the world, and addressing normal human things while you see something absolutely spectacular going on in the background. Yeah. And I thought that was...
I'm assuming that was a Lex Luthor thing, right? Like he probably unleashed something else to create more diversions or whatever.
Well, no, I don't it's like Starro. Like, and I still haven't seen The Suicide Squad.
Oh, really? You should see it.
Yeah, no, I heard. Well, now I really want to, because this is a James Gunn movie in the DCU. So I am very much intrigued. But like, it's something that is just like, yeah, no, this just happens. Like, it's commonplace. Yeah. And it reminded me of the same situation at the end of the first Iron Man, where Tony Stark doesn't have a secret identity. And it was like, I am Iron Man. And I was like, what? All superheroes have secret identities. And so that blew apart my idea of what superheroes were in that movie. But this is the thing, is like, when people say in Thunderbolts, it's like, Spider-Man, where were you? And it's like, Spider-Man, he didn't care. It's not bad. He just figured that he was like, no, they got it.
Daniel's Hot Topic says, "Hi Scotty, how is James Gunn's super nerfed man?"
He was good. He was good. I do understand, but like this movie starts off right off the hop and it says Superman just lost. And I think that for people who are going into a Superman movie, if you're gonna be a hater on it, Superman is too powerful. Well, let's start the movie after his first loss. I thought that was cool. But then again, I like No Time to Die. So I enjoy seeing my heroes undercut.
Comic Relief Crusader says, "Hail, dudes."
Hey, what's going on, Comic Relief Crusader? I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you for being here.
Daniel's Topic
yeah.
says, "Why was he screaming when he was being healed by the sun?"
Well,
What does it matter? I mean, yeah, he's getting healed by the sun.
Have you ever put peroxide on a cut?
Yeah.
Like it stings.
Yeah.
But it is healing you.
Yeah.
So I liked it. And the thing is, like showing all those lenses and whatnot, I thought it was really cool. I think that it showed me the spectacle of Superman.
Mm.
That Fortress of Solitude, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that was cool.
And again, if you want to compare it with other Supermans, like it was way better than Superman Returns. And the entire way that that Lex gets into the Fortress of Solitude, I think, was conniving, underhanded, super villainous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I've heard people that I respect say that Nicholas Hoult was not that good as Lex Luthor. And I disagree. I think that he was perfect.
Mm.
He is probably my favorite.
Mm. Yeah,
you know why? Bald the entire time.
That's
Kevin
right.
Spacey was my favorite, but it goes Nicholas Hoult, Kevin Spacey, Gene Hackman, Michael Rosenbaum.
Mm.
John Shea.
How would I rank the Lex Luthors? I really like Kevin Spacey in the role. Nicholas Hoult, yeah, I like Nicholas Hoult. Gene Hackman, I guess, just kind of felt like he was just being Gene Hackman. I didn't feel as
he was having fun. He was having
fun. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I guess Ben might not be coming because it's been certainly long enough for him to see the movie and get back home, I would imagine.
Do you want to?
Well, I mean, if we have more to say. If not,
well,
let's see.
How do you? Okay, I think that finally, if we are going to end the show, I want to ask you, when it comes to Superman, who is your favorite Superman top 3?
Like actors?
No, actual Kryptonians.
No, I meant like favorite Superman movies or favorite Superman actors.
Actors.
Henry Cavill.
Number one?
Yeah, easily. Brandon Routh, Christopher Reeve. Or actually, Christopher Reeve in front of Brandon Routh. Then Brandon Routh is third, and then this guy is fourth. And the Smallville guy in fifth.
Tom Welling.
That's right. Yeah, Tom Welling. I couldn't remember his name.
I have to, if you are listening and you're not, I would like to apologize for my friend.
I can't remember.
That
It's been a long time.
Smallville guy.
Yeah.
Well, and also, who is Ducky in Pretty in Pink?
Oh,
John Cryer.
John Cryer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry about leaving you out of the Lex Luthor list.
I forgot who was.
Yeah, no, I would say. Well, sorry.
When was he Lex Luthor?
He was Lex Luthor on Crisis of Infinite Earths.
Oh, okay.
The television.
Oh, the whole CW thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
The Dead Man sends a super chat. Thank you. 7 out of 10 for Superman. He says.
I'm with you on the 7.
Mm-hmm.
But I still really enjoyed it. I recommend it. It is going to be something that I will purchase on Blu-ray. It is a 7 out of 10. And I think that the original 78 Superman is 9 out of 10.
Oh.
What? Why did you just gulp?
I said, oh.
Well, where do you put the original?
I mean, I like Superman Returns and Man of Steel better. I
put Superman 78 on par with Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I can. You know what? My soul just got goosebumps because I could hear how much you were judging me. But yeah, I do. I think that the original Superman not only inspired me with special effects, but also heart. And I feel the same way about Star Wars.
10 out of 10 for Reeve, Deadman says. But it reminds me, George Reeve is also somewhere on that Superman list. George
Reeves.
Yes, George
Reeves.
Yes.
Now I sound like Edie McClurg. But yeah, no, I think and this one is good. I would give it a 7. I would. Man of Steel? Man of Steel is a better movie.
Definitely.
Yeah. But this one feels better.
Yeah, this is going to be a more feel-good movie, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I look forward to whatever is happening. And can't wait to see Supergirl. Gonna be absolutely. I don't know what James Gunn is going to do with Batman.
Yeah.
And oh right, Sean Gunn was Max Lord.
Yeah, apparently he's just there as himself, sort of just saying a one-off.
He just shows up for a second and is like, "That's Max Lord, I guess."
Yeah.
I had to look it up. I was like, "Who the hell is he?"
Yep, Man of Steel would have to watch again. Deadman says. Well, yeah, because it
Yeah.
says
Oh
even
no,
on
I
the.
recommend that.
No, I think he means you'd have to watch it again before you can rate it. But I
I
gave
would
this one
recommend that.
out of 10. Uh, I don't know. Maybe the perfect Superman movie still eludes me. Is yet to be made. Uh, Old Man Bird says Henry Cavill making even the Hollywood hottie girls blush with admiration. I like this dude's Superman. Nicolas Cage, were they serious? Oh, yeah, that was a funny thing that they were actually trying to make Nick Cage Superman back in the day.
That would have
And
been terrible.
yeah, and then they allude to that, in the Flash, and it's like, no.
Have you ever seen The Flash? I've never seen The Flash.
I've seen it. I mean, aside from the CGI, which was horrible, the movie actually isn't that bad as far as the story and characters go. I actually kind of liked it. Not as good as they were overhyping it, but it was still not a train wreck either. I thought it was a good movie. I like the stuff they did
So
with
is
Batman.
it
That was well done.
Cat? Is it better than The Godfather?
I can't remember what rating I got it. It's been a while since I've seen it.
I
Probably
love
enjoyed
how
it.
you won't even acknowledge. It's like it's The Godfather. Is The Flash
Well, The
better
Godfather's
than
not
The
a good movie.
Godfather?
Is it more enjoyable? Yeah, I probably enjoyed it more than The Godfather.
So The Godfather, yeah, okay.
Fuck The Godfather. It's not that good of a movie. Let's stop hyping it. It really isn't. The second one's very good. Godfather 1, fuck it. Forget it.
You heard it here
I
first,
know Scotty
folks.
R37 is a Helen Slater fan. Superwoman.
Oh yeah, Supergirl. No, I've got the special edition DVD. I saw the extended cut. I saw the theatrical, like the European cut and the domestic cut. Watched it with the commentary. It is not good, but I enjoyed running my fingers through her blonde hair. That sounded weirder than I wanted it to, but all right. So we have 2 missions.
We do we?
Yes. I have to see F1.
You do.
But we are going to review Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
On opening day.
No, because I think I'm seeing it the day after.
Damn it. Fine. So when are we reviewing Fantastic Four?
We could do a special episode on the weekend.
Oh, I like that idea.
So that way it doesn't interfere with the rest of whatever we're doing. So
what else are we doing?
Well, F1 and some of our other series that we're doing.
Makes sense. Sounds good. Also, if you'd like to like and subscribe, it would really help the algorithm and the channel. If you want to ask for us to, I'm talking to the chat. Shut up. And if you want to, sorry, that was rude. I shouldn't tell
Scotty
you to shut
says,
up.
the dead man says, Scotty, you sound weirder than usual, always.
I blame the weed and the Superman. It might be kryptonite. Did you like it when Metamorpho made his fist into kryptonite and then Superman got all like wrinkly and weird looking? That was a nice interpretation of the kryptonite poisoning.
Yeah.
I liked it. So but if you have any suggestions as to which movie you would like us to review, put it in the chat, right? Sounds like a thing. Cat is excited. How long shall we sit here and stare at each other across the neutral zone?
I don't know. Like I
Are
said, I
we
don't.
flirting? Is this flirting?
No, but like I said, I don't think our other guests are going to show up. So
So you just want to get out of here?
we could.
All right. Oh, what's that in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane?
It's Superman.